are trying to work out different kind of sessions, and the one that we are doing, which is becoming very popular, is book summary sessions. One Sunday in a month, we have this, we pick up one book and summarize its key learnings in just about an hour. And this is for all the people who want to read books but do not find time or cannot read books for some reason. And this Sunday, so we have covered up till now Eat That Frog, The Compound Effect, The Morning Miracle. And this Sunday we have picked up The Business Champ. So for obvious reasons, I'm very excited for this book summary session. And my very good friend Sharad actually came up with this idea, and he said that, Malay, I'm going to take this up, this summary of this book for your book, which is Business Champ. So
all right. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for the large-hearted, generous feedback. In fact, I'm equally excited to present the book summary, which we started 3 years back. So where he said, I am putting my...
Yes, Sharad.
All right. So the first chapter in the book is the entrepreneurial trap. What do you mean by the trap? The individual, when he becomes an expert in the technical know-how, right? If he's an engineer, if he's a chartered accountant, if he's a expert in, say, some kind of manufacturing, he exits that organization and, to venture out on his own into the newcomer. But, eventually he has to do it because the business is growing, beyond his expectation. And now he has to delegate what he has been doing on its own. So the book talks about how to delegate effectively, right? So the idea of delegation is, not to just throw everything around and be free, but to start small, right? How can you delegate? The first thing is that those clients who probably are low revenue clients or those who are easy to handle clients, probably that is the one segment which can first go to your employee who has just joined you, right? Because you have a smaller team, you can't experiment much. So you start with that, it's very, very small, which are the low revenue clients for you. Later on, you do your analysis, try to understand who is the right person with the right skill set, with the right view for everything, right? So slowly and steadily, you will have to let go, right? You will have to monitor the progress in between. You will have to take the feedback in between. But eventually, the bigger purpose of delegation is that you be free. And that is what is being taught in this chapter, the entrepreneurial trap, that please don't, keep everything to yourself. Let the ego be not to an extent where you start missing out on the big picture, big picture of taking your company to the next level. And so with this, we come to the second chapter, which is Dare to Dream Big. Now, what is Dare to Dream Big? So Malay, having written in the first chapter to delegate, right? Now you are growing, you have 3 employees, you have 5 employees, now slowly growing to 7 employees. Now you are getting freer and freer, right? You are now have more time with you. What are you going to do in this? Are you going to interfere in the work which has already been given to them? In the whole day, you will be only taking the feedback, the reports, the update, right? What are you going to do in your free time? So that is very important to understand, that you now as a self-employed is now graduating to become an entrepreneur. And that is the difference between a self-employed and an entrepreneur. What is a self-entrepreneur? He is the master of his business. He keeps the business to himself. He doesn't want to share because he thinks he can do it well. Who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is a person who thinks big, who has a business in mind, who thinks business is a vehicle, who's thinking that business acts as a vehicle to serve people, right? He's looking at the bigger picture. That is the difference between a self-employed. Second, the most important is that as a promoter, as a business owner, you have to set targets. And Malay very rightly says that these targets cannot be in your mind. It cannot be in your wishful thinking. It has to be a written goal. It has to be clearly displayed so that not only you, but also your team can look into that where is this company headed to. That will keep them excited. That will increase their retention in the organization, right? So set SMART goals. What are SMART? Very quickly, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and T is the most important, time bound, right? So set SMART goals, and this is your job, the exercise. You have to introspect with it, that what is this organization will be known for, right? For example, I think ethics, the integrity is supreme, right? For my business as an independent financial advisor, if I have to give a client two products, one which is very good for him, but that gives me only 0.1% commission. On the other hand, there is a product which is not good for him, but it gives me 1% commission. At this point of time, my core values will bind me, remind me that, hey Sharad, this is not ethical, right? Your company's core values don't give you the permission to be greedy for that 1% as compared to the 0.1. And after writing down your vision, the goals and the core values, it is time to look at yourself. Before you look at others, look at yourself, because which is the most important asset in your organization is you as an individual. And beautifully it is written, you have only one thing to sell in your life, and that is yourself. And I mean, just a couple of weeks back in the business mastery program, Malay was talking about that though we have all the companies divided into B2B, business to business, or business to consumer, B2C, but eventually it is not. Now, after you have done everything for yourself, you're going great guns, it is the time to leverage. And how can you leverage, right? You can leverage by hiring a great team, right? You can hire a great team. I'm not saying that you hire 10 people together. Just go small. 2 people, maybe in 6 months' time, or 3 people in a year's time. But for God's sake, spend money. Don't think it as a cost, because this is the team which is going to build your business. This is the team which is going to serve your vision, right, which you had already planned for. How will you do that vision if you have no team, no people in your system? So I was sitting with the Malay, and hiring is one thing. You have hired people, right? Depending upon their skill set, commitment and everything, you have hired people. But how to retain those people is very important. And when I said Malay, when I said to Malay that money is the biggest motivator, so Malay told me very interesting, amazing thing. He said money is just the tip of the iceberg. Money cannot be the motivator forever to the employee, right? There's so much of competition. He can quit, he can exit, he can find another job. Today, the money is available in surplus. What is there which is under the water which you can't see? And that is very important to understand. Even if your team size is 3, 5, 10 or 15, 20, please keep in mind that you have to tell your employees your vision. What is that long-term vision this company is trying to aim at? What are your long-term goals? Because that is one thing which will keep them excited, right? That is one thing which will keep them advertising, marketing, and now today they are one of the brand leaders in their segment. So what should we do? What should we do to stay out of that obscurity? One, please be on the social media, and Malay will take a separate session on this, on how to go far and wide through the social media, and especially the link, right? All those who are not there, and all those who think it is not a vital way of reaching it to their target audience, please look at it seriously. Social media campaign is a must. You should know what where your target audience will type in what characters to find you, right? For example, I'm an independent financial advisor, so if financial advisor is the keyword, I should do the search engine optimization for those words. Create short videos, enhance your visibility through the short videos. Today Malay has started from 0 to 65 videos today, right? Tomorrow he will be 100 plus. Imagine this amount of connectivity will go up exponentially, right? Beyond a certain critical level of this thing. So create short videos on your topic. It doesn't matter how low they are. Don't get into that idealism and perfection that unless my video becomes a perfection, I cannot come and be visible to people. Email, mass mailing, be visible. Go and let people see you in the inbox. Let them read about your venture, right? This is how Flipkart started 10 years back, 15 years back. I was seeing what is Flipkart, I'm just getting mails. And then slowly, this became a top of the mind recall and Flipkart became a brand. So email, mass mailing, through the MailChimp, there are so many tools available today which you can use and use it effectively. I get a mail from Robbie Sharma saying, "Dear Sharad," and I said, wow, he's writing very personally to me. And in the end, he will say, "Within, we are all yes man in the starting of the business, right? If you are for everyone, you are for no one, right? And when we start small, then every customer is important to us." And I think last Soumil was taking the presentation and he asked that which is better, offering discounts or not offering discounts. Initially, you will have to start by accepting every client, right? Because you want to grow. But after you have grown, please remember the Pareto principle. I'm sure many of you must have heard, but Malay has brought this Pareto principle linking to the idea which you want to communicate, that please stay away from the trivial many and bring those vital few. What does the Pareto principle say? It says that the 20% of your customers yield 80% of your revenue, right? Or 20% of the employees are responsible for 80%. Everywhere, 20% of the countries take away 80% of the globe's wealth, right? 20% of your efforts produce 80% of the result, and so 80% of your efforts, please note, 80% of your efforts produce a meager 20% of the overall result. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That 80% of your efforts produce only 20% of the bottom line. And that is where you have to start segregating your clients in the A, B, C, D buckets, right? You cannot boast of 1,000 clients, right? Where 20% of the client is giving you X, which we call the trailing indicators. Why are they called trailing indicators? Because everything has happened, now you're just getting the sales done, units sold, gross profit. These are the trailing indicators, right? So the trailing indicators, the things are done. So that is for trailing indicators, but it is very important to understand that where the expenses all of a sudden shot up, right? Why the employee cost has all of a sudden gone up, right? What is, why some parts or some inventory is slow moving, right? Why the finance cost has gone up? Is the interest rate gone up, or is this something else? Or we missed out on some EMI, right? So these are some of the financial numbers, trailing indicators we should know. And the second set of numbers, which are called lead indicators. What are the lead indicators? Talking to your team, how many calls done, how many leads generated, number of proposals sent to the investors, to the proposals, new conversions made, right? And any legal case filed by against any company, right? These are the lead indicators which will define your trailing indicators, right? Lead indicators will define your trailing indicators. So you should please anticipate what can go wrong. So keep a track on these numbers, right? Because this is the raw material. What you sow, so shall you reap, right? Everybody has heard, what you sow, so shall you reap. And these numbers and these things are very, very important for you to keep a track of the business. And so, again, I said, Malay has put in those punchlines, which is good enough to describe the channel. People play differently when there is a scoreboard. Isn't that correct? If you go to see a football match and the goalposts are not there or the scoreboard is not there, would you like to see the match? No. But when it comes to the business, we keep ignoring the scoreboard, right? That is where you have to track the number so that your business is on track. Now, having done that, tracking the number, all of things, good. But who will make you do that? Who is the catalyst in your life? I'm talking about you as a promoter, you as the business owner. Who will track you? You are the master of your destiny, right? You are the boss of your company. You are writing your own check. That's how you start your business, right? You are not accountable to anybody, and that's the reason you leave the job and you start on your own, because you want independence. But for God's sake, tell me, when you had a boss, he was making you do something forcefully, right? But what will happen now if you don't perform, or if you underperform, or if you don't meet the goals, targets? Who will question you? And so this chapter is so super important, that if I tell you that this is one single parameter,
So let me take a picture before, I know it's just about getting 12. So let me take a nice picture of everyone. Whoever can switch on their video, I would be happy to have them on the screen. Excellent. Wow. So Sharad, lot of good comments coming up. For me, there cannot be any more joy than sitting back on a chair and listening to a summary of my own book. And Sharad, you spoke